Hi guys, GameTalk Ajax, Heracles. I'm here with Fabio. Hi Fabio.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Fabio, for being here. Look, we had to win. Of course, we always want to win, but it was extra sweet, of course, after we saw the loss of PSV yesterday. And we also lost points to Heracles earlier this season. So we had something, to do today, and we did. I think we started well. You can mention that in a few minutes. We started well. We had an easy game, in my opinion. We did what we had to do. A lot of players stood up, in my opinion, as well. And we took care of business. So in general, how did you see the game? Do you agree with me? Who was your man of the match? What stood out for you? And did you enjoy the game? That's also important.
Well, of course, I enjoyed it. It was a very nice win and a massive one also because, as you mentioned, PSV lost yesterday, so it was very important for us to get the 3 points today. Yeah. I think it was a relatively comfortable win, even though the scoreline is not so round, let's say. I mean, we have had bigger wins, This Heracles is always a difficult team to play, especially over the last seasons. In fact, even though we, as you said, we started very well, I think we struggled a little bit to find the opener, and then this was one of those games where you struggle until you score the first, and then things get smoother, and you can find more space. You can find even different solutions. So it was yes, we had plenty possession right from the start, but we couldn't find the right space, the right solution. Even Anthony, he had a very great opportunity right in the first 5 minutes, but he missed it, and it was weird from him. He usually shoots better. Then Davy Klaassen, who he found he broke the deadlock for us, and then everything went very, very well. I'm particularly happy for Davy because after we brought him back a couple of seasons ago, there were some part of the supporters didn't like this purchase, this signing very much, but he's a key player for us. He can help us very much, especially in games like this where the opponents I don't want to say park the bus, but they were very, very well organized defensively.
Can I ask you something about Klaassen? Because it's an interesting one. Yes, of course, there are some fans that think, I don't think they were critical as much as they are now today or nowadays about Klaassen. When we bought him, they thought, okay, we're getting Klaassen back. But in general, Klaassen has proven last season, and before that, of course, as well, but last season a lot, and now again, that he always has this, nose for the goal and knows how to break open a game, score the first goal. He's called Mr. 1-0 for a reason.
Yes.
When you say he's a key player, according to you, do you think he's a key player that has to be in the first 11, or do you think he's a key player to the squad? He can bring something. He doesn't have to be a first 11, but he can do something that no one else can in the team. So how should I understand your version of key player?
I think I think we have, honestly, even though I very much like him, I think we have better solutions at midfield, but no one has the Mr. 1-0 attitude, as you said, because Berghaus, Gravenberg, Kudus, the other player, Alvarez, of course, are very great players, but when we struggle to find the opener, no one does it better than Davy, and this is what I mean. He's a key player for us. Honestly, I don't think he should be a starter because we have better options. But when we face opponents that are very good defensively, and we struggle to find the way through, he's the man who you can always rely on.
Yeah.
So that's why I say he's a key player. He's a key player to the squad. Yeah, I mean, I would always want a Klaassen in my team, even
Yeah,
if he doesn't start always the game, all the games.
Understood. So what else do you want to mention about the game? Did you like the substitutes? Did you like the first goal in the Eredivisie of Kenneth Taylor? Did you like the cheer, everybody cheering for Tagliafico?
Yeah. Well, I think that Ten Hag had a job to do today, and he did it perfectly. He sent out the best possible team, the best possible squad. He even made the right substitutions. I was impressed by our South American players because we knew that they were carrying some knocks, they were not 100%, but both Martinez and Alvarez did very great today. And I was also pleased both for Danilo, who got the foul for the penalty, very weirdly missed by the captain, and also for Nico, because but that may be personal. I think he's a great player, and I will be very sad on the day he leaves us. And after what happened in the last few days with this missed transfer to Barcelona, it was very good to see, the arena cheering on him, because he's a player that is at the moment is not the first in the picking order for the left-hand side, because Blind is having a great season, of course. But over all the competition we are playing, having a sub like Tagliafico can be more than useful for us.
Yeah, and we're playing for. We're playing still this week. We're playing for the quarterfinals in the KNVB Cup. We're still in the Eredivisie, of course, and Champions League is coming up, and who knows how far we can reach. So we need all these players,
Yeah. Also because they are all players who have, of course, European experience. So they can be very useful in maybe in some second half when we have to handle the pressure. Having players like Blind or of course Tagliafico can be key for our campaigns. Yeah. Then of course we hope we can go all the way in all the competition, but surely having more options for all the key roles can be great.
Absolutely. Look, I just want to ask you a question that I also asked Sahbi earlier. It's about Schmidt, the coach of PSV. And the thing that I want to ask you is, of course, they lost yesterday, but prior to the loss this week, we heard that he's leaving at the end of the season. Do you think, because you watch football in general as well, not only Ajax, but in general, do you think it's a smart thing for a coach of a club mid-season to say he's leaving at the end of the season? How do you see that?
I think that if I were a player, I would never want to hear my coach in January saying, okay, I'm saying goodbye at the end of the season. It can, decrease the motivation. All the players can feel they are in discussion. It's in general. Then, of course, it's not clever to say something like this when you are, still in the race, because now we open the gap of 4 points, and it's very good. But 5 points, sorry. Always underestimating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
5 points over. There is a lot of games left. So saying something like that now, when you have not already lost the race, it sounds weird, even because another team that would want to hire him would have maybe can possibly have the fear that he'll do the same thing in another team, in another maybe tournament, in another country, when the things are not going well. So yeah. I wouldn't have said that, but it's he's Schmidt, so we know him very well.
Yeah. Look, we haven't had you on the channel for quite some time, so I just want to end this conversation by asking you one thing. How do you see Ajax progressing this season? We're just coming from the winter break, but what kind of feeling, what kind of vibes are you getting from this team going into the second half?
Well, comparing our coming back from mid-season, from winter breaks over the last few seasons, I think we are doing great, because this is the moment of the season we had the main struggles over the last few years. So
But usually in the second half we're better, right?
Yeah, we're better, but right at the start of the second half of the season, right after the end of the winter break, there have been some struggle, and you know what we are doing now this year, beating PSV and now going on to open a 5 points gap, as you say. It's great to see after what we had to see over the last over the last season. And about the next months, who knows? I think, of course, I expect we can go all the way and win the Eredivisie. I think we would challenge for the Becker, of course. About the Champions League, well, I admit I would have loved to see Inter Ajax, because the Ajax would have come to my city, and I would have been able to go to San Siro to see them. But
it can still
anyway.
happen. It can still happen. Who knows?
Well, of course. You're right. It can happen. No, jokes apart, I think we have a very nice squad. I think we went to I think we progressed even more than a lot of people would have expected in the group stages. So I mean, the sky is the limit for us now. Of course, there are better teams. We need to be honest, but in the Champions League, there is always there is always a matter of motivation, physical condition, the stages, the fans, of course, that supports you. Everything can happen. We are in the round of 16. We have a very nice squad. I think we can challenge with the best. Maybe we are not the best team, but we can surely give a very nice match to everyone in this moment.